I've been into kombucha lately.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
It's like juice, but I guess it's healthy. I don't know. It has tea in it.
Is kombucha sugary? Is it a sweet drink? I've never once touched it to my lips, and I don't intend to.
No, 5 grams of sugar
That's no sugar.
per sip. Per tiny sip.
Oh no! That's so much sugar. Okay, so it's
know.
healthy. You're right.
I don't
though. It's
know.
healthy.
I don't know. It also like has
healthy,
a
then.
sort of it tastes like a sour beer too.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
if one day you're like, I want a beer. You just have a kombucha. Boom.
I feel the same way. I've always felt like, I really want to
Spike it with
drink.
vodka.
I really want a drink where there's like a lump of mold floating around in it, a SCOBY
Just
or
don't
whatever.
think about it. That's why you're supposed to swirl it gently so that the mold goes into the drink.
You know what? What a fantastic product. Big fan.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
We're going to start things off with an apology really quickly because this time it's going to be just a bit different. We're changing it up slightly. Mm-hmm. We're going to try being an interview show for a bit, I think.
And that's right. And taking a page from inside the actor's studio. And
oh, yeah, sorry.
I have gotten a very prestigious actor to be on the show.
I feel
we're
like
going to ask them questions about his life, his upbringing, how he became him, how he wants to be perceived. It's just deep questions, really.
I feel like my tone was a little wrong. Like, I'll try to match your tone. Is that what we're going for?
It lacked importance. You didn't sound important.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I will try to be important starting now. Well,
Okay.
Thank you, Chris, for bringing on this guest. Thank you.
You're welcome. I've seeked this guest out, and
I believe sought. You would say, but not seeked.
I
But
seeked them out.
Ooh,
I know the
rough.
English language a little bit better than you do.
That's fair. That is true.
I think I might.
So where did you seek him from?
I seeked him from the great city of Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, the
where
windy city.
They have many winds. It's true.
The
Lots of
medium
wind
apple.
there. Very small apple.
The smoke. The smoke, not the big smoke. Just the smoke.
Just smoke.
It's just smoke.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, very serious.
everybody, please welcome our guest for this show, a man that needs no more introduction. He did need it. That's why we did all
he needs
the
some
top
introduction.
stuff. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I feel like we've done it, so he needs no more introduction. Please welcome Hunter Callaghan.
Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. I absolutely love that intro, and I adore kombucha as well. So you are not
Oh.
alone, my friend.
Okay. Well, so he has one other person, so he's slightly less alone. I guess I'm alone in refusing to drink it, I guess.
Well, we're all alone in a way, with in the universe. So
Indeed.
maybe that's apt.
Indeed, we are. Indeed.
The gravity of this guest has just hit me. We are going to have a very good time, I can tell.
It's true. And why not get started right away with where you began as a young boy growing up in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia?
That is correct.
Good,
Yes,
good.
I grew up as an East Coaster.
Yes.
I was, I have so many memories of growing up there in the Maritimes in Canada, fishing, playing fiddle. I was, and I at a very young age, I would say, I was probably about 4 or 5. I got a part as an extra in the East Coast TV show Codco. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Codco, but
I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not.
Yes.
YouTube it?
No, I haven't heard of Codco, though it sounds like a wonderful program.
Give us a taste. What did you do? What was your pièce de résistance
well,
in the episode?
Codco was an East Coast Canadian comedy series, sketch
Oh, it was a
show. Don't
comedy.
say skit.
Yeah.
Sketch
Yes,
show.
right.
Right.
Yes,
That's
don't.
what they say in the business.
Yes, and they did a sketch about a horny seal that was terrorizing a little Newfoundland town.
Yes.
And there was a comedian actor dressed up as a horny seal running around the town, and I played a little boy scared of this horny seal.
And I'll
As
stop
you would
right
be.
there, because we actually do have a clip of this said show. We'll roll it right now.
Oh my God! That seal's getting too close to that boy.
R. See, the seal has a hard R accent. R.
That boy, dear boy, get away from
I'm
the
all
seal.
horned up. I'm horned up for this boy. Oh dear. Just-
Yeah. Edgy stuff. I mean, you
cut
could
the-
Yeah.
be edgy back in the 80s on Canadian TV in a way you can't now, I'm sorry to
Yeah.
say.
Well, and they would, and I guess like having an English-speaking seal, like that would talk words, wasn't seeming like it wasn't like jumping the shark, so to speak. It was very normal. It was like, oh yeah, the animals can talk. This is fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would totally suspend disbelief. It was wild. It was almost psychedelic, frankly. But yeah, so that's growing up in Nova Scotia, the whole horny seal thing. I got a bit of a name for myself out there in the East Coast as a child, being on screen, and that was sort of my first, ow, I got bit by the acting bug.
Oh, careful,
right
careful.
then and there. Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
Did it hurt when the bug bit you?
It did. It did.
Yeah.
He bit me right down here on my side.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
I still have a bad mark from it.
And not only did you get a bad mark, but it seems like you got sort of a long-lasting Lyme disease known as desire to be cast in things. It seems like you caught the bug, so to speak, but also the bug gave you a disease.
It couldn't have
called
said
acting.
it better. And guess what? This vaccine doesn't work either, because there's no cure, and there's no cure for a lot of things that right now that they'll say there's a cure about.
Oh, we'll dive into that later about your your opinions about the vaccines. But like, what I'm wondering, Hunter, is like, what brought you out of the Maritimes? Because the Maritimes is a very idyllic, like, wonderful place. You caught the bug. Did the bug drag you out, or did men in a van?
Well, yeah, I got the acting bug. I was in Nova Scotia, and if you want to get into acting, you pretty much have two choices of where you're going to move to: Winnipeg or Toronto.
I've heard
those
of
are the
that.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I chose Toronto. So I got a little bindle and a little stick, like a little hobo, and I made my way down through Quebec and through past Ottawa, and I got all the way to Toronto as a teen, and I've been acting my little tuchus off ever since here in Toronto.
Wonderful. Indeed. Hunter, I must ask, when you landed in Toronto for the first time, windy, obviously.
Yes.
Windy city. Very snowy, damp. You landed in a small basement suite off of the Danforth, where you were living with one of the early members of Sloan, famous Canadian band. You were frequently on their records as the fiddle player, of course. Tell me, when did you have to give up drugs?
Well, to me, I consider acting a drug. I consider the fame I have a drug. I consider the lifestyle I lead a drug. I consider when I'm going out to restaurants and bars and meeting women and carrying on with them, I consider that a drug too. So I actually don't consider myself drug-free. But if you're talking about cocaine or crack, I probably gave that up in 2001.
2001. No, just right after 9/11.
9/11. Yep.
Yeah.
I
Right.
thought, no more.
Makes
I mean, look
sense.
what those. I mean, you know, it was just so dangerous what those planes did. I thought, well, I'm not risking anything like that. I'm not taking any drugs.
No, I understand. I could understand the connection there. Now, Hunter, what, if I may, what is a fiddle?
It is an old East Coast instrument.
Oh, it's
that
an
is-
East Coast culture. It's a thing. It's like a cultural
Yes.
instrument. Yeah.
It's like a violin, but it's got a bit of funk to it. And
So
I don't
on-
mean.
on- right, of course. Sorry to interrupt. I just mean,
No,
what does it sound like? Can you hum it? Hum a little bit of what's the Sloan song that you would be fiddling upon?
Well, remember Money City Maniacs?
Yes.
Yes.
Who could
If you
Yes.
forget?
listen in the mix, it's
Yeah.
it got a little bit lost in the mix, but you can actually hear a bit of. You can hear that
Ah.
in that big song. It's the producer had an issue with me and really turned the fiddle down in the mix, as I said, sadly. But
That's not good.
yeah, but you know, they're fun guys. We had a good time. You know, that's a chapter of my life. You know, a lot of people don't know. They know me from acting, obviously,
Obviously.
and they don't know I
Obviously.
did music. I actually almost, when you mentioned that I did music, I almost thought about pulling a reverse Billy Bob Thornton. Remember, he got mad
That's right.
that he talked about acting, and I'm almost mad
Yeah.
you're talking about music because I'm, you know, but
Almost mad, but not mad. But a
not
bit
mad though. It crossed my
Okay.
mind, but not mad. No.
Okay.
But,
Well, and I think that's interesting. Taking it back to acting a little bit, I think you said that being mad crossed your mind, and I think as an actor, you have those tools in your toolbox, right? And you get to. I think the thing that separates you from the regulars or whatever. I don't know if there's a word.
normies.
Yeah,
Normies.
Normies.
The thing that separates us is that
Fools.
if something makes me angry, I see red immediately. I can't think straight anymore. I scream and I scream and I scream and I hit. But with you, you can pick whether or not to be angry. You said, "Oh, I was about to be angry with you, and I chose not to use that tool from my toolbox."
Absolutely. It is an actor's gift that you do have. Really, it is like a toolbox you're carrying around, like you said. And I can be at dinner with my girlfriend, Michelle, and I can think, do I want to take out the angry tool?
Right.
Do I want to yell at her?
Yep.
And I go, no. Do I want to take out the I love you tool? Like, it's just one of those things that I have the ability from training to pull out any old tool, and I can go in any emotional
Perhaps,
direction at any time.
If you'll pull out your toolbox for us right now, we may we talk to a tool that is quite jealous.
Oh,
Can we
okay.
talk to
Can do that.
the jealous version?
Oh, we're
can.
getting some acting now. Oh man, this is great.
I'm ready.
I will prompt you with a simple sentence.
Okay.
I bought new sunglasses today. Do you like them?
I'm sorry. You bought new sunglasses today.
Yes, today.
Who are you trying to look good for right now? Buying these new sunglasses all the time?
Don't know. Mostly to keep the sun out of my eyes. It's I look good for me, I guess. I have a little confidence.
Good for you. Interesting. So you want to look sexy for you. And where exactly do I fit into this?
I didn't really think of you when I bought my sunglasses. I'm sorry.
So I'm supposed to be okay with you finding yourself hot?
Oh gosh. I suppose. Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
You didn't, did you?
No, I didn't.
You
I'm so
didn't.
sorry. No. Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't endorse the way I was speaking there, but
No.
that's I can access anything.
What a gift indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then isn't it amazing? And I bet people watching or listening to this, you probably just, you heard that little, 45-second scene?
Yeah.
And I bet every single person listening to this right now, the rest of the night is going to be just going, what happened between those two with the sunglasses?
Yes.
What happened next? They're going to have a whole movie play out in their minds.
Leave them
course.
wanting more, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Wow. Does that when you do something like that, when you go to that place, is it hard to come back? Is it hard to Are you still feeling that
Well,
jealousy
he
right
looks a little jealous already, as you can see.
know.
There's a cool down period for sure. I'm seeing
Yeah.
on your face right now.
now? Yeah, a refractory period, as though you just JO'd. Only
Yeah,
you,
it's a
you're-
lot like I just JO'd. The emotions are just all over my lap, and I need to wash my hands, and
Yeah, you feel
they're
that.
sticky emotions.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they're
Of acting, right?
Of
You have to
acting,
wash your
yeah,
hands
they're
of
sort of
acting. Yeah, not like an
going into
actual
some-
discharge of any.
No,
No,
but
yeah.
it is like the emotions are squirting into a Kleenex or what have you. So it is wild. And I am looking here at Chris, and I'm looking at him in this room, and I feel I am so incredibly jealous right now. I could absolutely, I could kill him. But I'm not. Obviously, that's not.
Right.
Well, thank
But
goodness
it's-
it's a
Careful, Chris.
resume.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely,
I
no
could feel
kidding.
it. I could feel it.
Yeah.
Maybe and you know what that brings to mind? A good toolsman is only as good as their tools. And you and I, Chris, if I may proffer this forward,
Absolutely, you may.
are maybe not like we're not. We pulled a tool out that might be one we're not able to use. That we're not.
Exactly.
So
you
it's
can
like we
buy
went
a
to him.
pneumatic drill. Do you know how to use it?
Exactly. And so we asked him to turn on his pneumatic drill.
Do you know how to spell it? Even pneumatic.
Yes.
I think there's a P in there somewhere.
There is a
And there's a
I
P
think, yeah.
in somewhere in the middle, and I think for me it's like we asked him to turn it on, and so we need to remind ourselves to be careful when he turns on such a powerful tool, because
Well
like you
said.
said, he could kill you if you're not
It's-
careful. He could
remember
kill you.
that movie about the grizzly man? The guy goes and lives with the bears, and then next thing he knows, they rip his head off.
Right?
If you
Are you
didn't
kind of
play
a
with
bear in that
fire-
sense?
Yeah.
You're sort of a bear in that sense. Like we have to be
right
careful
now,
with you.
Yeah, if you want me
Yeah.
to be, if I can be, it's I've had incidents on set where I'm told to be this way or that, and I do it 100%. And there's nothing we can do once I go down that road. Once I'm in character, once I'm in a scene, I'm in the scene.
Well, and you hear that about top actors, the top craftsmen of their craft, like Jared Leto. He would send people used condoms and stuff because he was being a
Yep,
bad
I've done that.
character. You've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so similar to Jared Leto, what kinds of what kinds of pieces have you given the world? What have we seen you in? After the horny seal, you moved
Yeah,
to Toronto.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
So what
yeah.
next? What happened?
First thing I did was I definitely watched a lot of Fringe. I went to a lot of Fringe festival
Yes,
parties
nice.
up there in that Honest Ed's alley, and I got to know everybody, and that
I
was very
remember
good.
seeing your performance, if I may just sort of gush for but a moment. One of your first performances in the Fringe, of your play, your one-man show titled "Dad, Are You There?" Let's play ball, baby. Wonderful, wonderful piece where you walked out on stage and you lit a cigarette. And if I remember, you lit a cigarette and you put it out on the bar stool in front of you. And then you looked at us, the crowd, and you said, the greatest opening line that I've ever heard of any one-man show. You said, "People are funny, aren't they?" And we all laughed. We went, people are funny.
It's crazy.
They're strange.
What's crazy about
think
people?
about it.
Such.
Jim Carrey, Mike
Right.
Myers.
People are funny.
But you meant it in so many different ways. You also meant people are weird. People do strange things. And I looked inward on myself in that moment. And I said, we are funny, aren't we? I've been funny today. I've been weird to my mother when I left. I was annoyed with her. Why? Why was I so annoyed with her? She had done nothing.
So annoyed? Now I'm interested. Why were you so annoyed at your mother?
Well, and I understand,
She
Chris.
just has
you
this
know.
way, you know.
Oh, 100%. We all know how mummies can be, but like, what was it that you know, in particular, that brought that up for you? Because it sounds like his performance was taking you back almost, or was this recent?
This
That
was
she was
back.
annoying you.
It was
This was
back
back.
in the
Takes you
day
back to
that
your
I
childhood.
watched this, and he made me think of back in the day at the time. So now I'm double
Even
backing,
further back.
backing here.
Yeah.
And these memories are but distant and fading. But I do believe that in that moment when you said people are funny, and I said, I was funny this morning. It was off. I did think I need to apologize to my mother for slamming the door, refusing to eat the pancakes she'd offered, putting a cigarette out in them, smoking at the table.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
You know,
Boy.
and that's the multi-layered thing. He put a cigarette on the stool. That must have triggered sending you back there to that cigarette being put out.
Indeed it did. Indeed
Right.
it
Now
did.
ask yourself this: is that a coincidence,
Oh.
or did I maybe know that you put your cigarette out on your pancakes that day, and that's how good I am?
In
Wow.
2003, you were arrested and you served a little bit of time in jail for being a peeping Tom.
Hard left turn,
right.
but let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. Hard left turn.
You would often look in people's windows and see what's going on.
Well, it's typical bullshit. Yes, that's what I was arrested for. No, I wasn't a peeping Tom.
Right.
I was looking at people being real. People, when they don't know they're being observed, are the purest, most natural people around. And if you're an actor and you're not looking in people's windows
Right.
and seeing that, you're not going to get better.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
They did say that you were on their property, though. I guess wasn't that the main? That was the issue. Is that it was
yeah,
a little
yeah,
trespassy or
yeah.
And a lot of people complaining about roof damage, shingle damage.
yeah.
You were
Right,
privy
right,
to
right,
looking
right.
through skylights.
Yes,
says here.
bathroom skylights often. And you have to do it at night because when
easier
the
to
inside
see.
it's easier to see. It's lit inside.
Right.
You know, so you do have to do it at night. And I did like the skylights. You know, in the bathroom there. But look, there's sacrifices you make when you're an actor, and there's crazy things you have to do. But
well, and is that about as crazy as you went, or is there? I mean, you know. Because I mean, you were for a time. You know, you were like, oh, everyone was like, oh, you're a perv, but it doesn't sound like it was gratifying for you to be doing this sexually.
No,
like it was.
no, I was not. There was nothing. Like, I wasn't getting, it off watching these people in the bathroom. It's just pure work. It's work. Like, I mean,
Yes.
we probably
were
have
just at
someone
work.
listening. I was at work. There's probably someone listening who is a bartender. Well, he goes behind the bar and he serves a drink. Well, that's what
Yeah.
I was doing.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
Research.
serving that drink. Is he getting off?
No.
Is that turning him on? No, he's at work. He's at work.
Maybe if he's at a sex club and they're, he's
Right.
having sex while he's serving the drink, but not any other scenario I can think
Right.
of.
Yeah, that's a good
So,
point.
I
that is
mean-
how that would be different.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So circling back to your earlier point. Yeah. So I did a Fringe show. I'm very glad Chris saw it. It was a lot of fun. And then I guess I got my first big break after that. Someone
There
saw
it
me in
is.
the Fringe.
Yes.
And little guy, and he said, I got a role for you. And I went, oh, I'm interested. And that one thing led to another. About 25 auditions and chemistry tests and focus group studies later, I got a role that you probably remember, and probably a lot of your listeners remember too. I was in a McCain French fries commercial that I think is. I have a feeling you all remember.
You were little Hunter, the French fry boy. What
Absolutely
a
right.
wonderful time.
Yeah.
Little Hunter, you played a boy. So this was after your Fringe, and I assume subsequent arrest in 2003.
It was a very funny commercial because it was a takeoff of the old Mikey's, right? Give anything to Mikey, he loves it, right? French fries.
Right.
But he was playing a kid, but he was obviously a man. And he was just so funny. We actually have a clip. Let's roll the clip. I've got some fresh fries. Who wants some? And that was it. It was a silent on camera commercial.
So you didn't, Hunter? Can you walk us through? Can you walk us through your process for that? So did the director ask you to stare like that, or was that something that you brought to the table, just silently standing there?
I'll admit it. I didn't understand quite the business yet, and so when I was on the day on set, I froze. I didn't know what to say. I didn't realize that you're supposed to. They didn't really make it clear that you got to learn these lines, and then nobody says to you, action, now say the line. Like nobody. You don't really realize until you're on a set that there's a lot of stuff you're just supposed to assume. Mm-hmm. That when the other actor says their line, you know what I mean? So anyway, right. I froze up in that scene. But as fate would have it, people loved it. People loved that this guy is frozen. People want French fries, and he's just frozen about it. He's doesn't know what to do. And it became a sort of, I think, a release in the post 9/11 landscape where he doesn't know what to do with the French fries. I don't know what to do with my life. Mm-hmm. And it kind of
frozen in a moment of processing, almost, so, like we all were.
Yeah.
At
and
that
also,
time,
it's frozen fries.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
I'm seeing layers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It wasn't clear watching it back as well that the man comes out with a fresh fries, and you're like, how fresh though? Are they like still frozen? Because he doesn't say he cooked them.
So there's processing involved, is what you're saying. Yeah, both in the product itself and the response.
He didn't really know what was happening anymore. He was frozen as well.
Yeah, everybody's frozen. And this was also a period the internet wasn't as fast at that time, and if you watched a video, it was very likely to be frozen. The movie Frozen was about to come out.
Right.
It just was in the ethos. It was in the air, and I stumbled upon it in this McCain French fries commercial.
Indeed.
And it absolutely made a name for myself. It got the ball rolling. We'll leave it at that.
Well, and so, and the rest, as they say, I believe, is history. You blew up from that point on. I remember I was a young boy at that time. I'm still a very, very young. And so I had a lunch pail with his expression, his frozen sort of expression on it. I had a lunch pail with you on it. Yeah. So that's how big you got out in the prairies.
Oh, you're from the prairies, eh?
Yeah, from a small town in Alberta.
Called
so
Calgary.
when peeping, did you see any hot stuff, or like what kind of cool stuff did you see?
I don't know that I want to go too
Billy
far.
Bob. It's a little Billy Bob, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw everything from a tragedy that would probably make you bawl your eyes out to probably the hottest damn porno you've ever seen in your life. Now, I wasn't going in expecting any of those things. I just wanted to see people naturally do their thing, and I probably saw everything under the sun.
And I'm getting that you're taking your tool out that says, let's not press,
and let's go there,
and let's stay focused on your next roles. Then, your next role after that. Yeah. Now was that the Tim Hortons one? It was a commercial venture, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was another commercial venture. Commercial short film, I call them, but
right, they're short films. Okay.
Yeah. But it was a Tim Hortons themed short film that
Mhm.
aired on TV between a show,
Right.
Parts of a show,
Yeah.
and it was Tim Hortons. Which is, if you're, you probably have listeners in the States. It's a donut coffee restaurant here in Canada.
Yes. Thank you for clearing it up. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
and I did a Tim Hortons spot,
Mhm.
and I was a snowmobiler who tried to snowmobile to a Tim Hortons because he really wanted one of their cinnamon donut holes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Sin Timbit.
Yeah. We actually
And-
have a clip.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Oh, do we have another clip of this
one
one?
I missed.
Okay.
We've got a
Yeah,
clip of
better
it.
acting
We'll play
in
it.
definitely. Okay.
Welcome to Tim Hortons. Can I help you?
Yes, you can. I just took a snowmobile 100 kilometers to get here, and I'm dying for a Sin Timbit.
Jeffrey,
Yes?
get this man a Timbit.
We're out. They're too popular.
I just snowmobiled 100 kilometers.
Well, come back tomorrow.
Okay, eh?
Thanks, sir.
Bye, eh?
Tim Hortons. Get them before they're gone.
Hey, guess what? We actually did have some.
Oh, this must be April Fools.
So it's weird in that commercial, and excellent work, by the way, and we'll dive into your process on that. It's a little weird that there was the tagline, the corporate sort of Tim Hortons, get them while they're fresh, and then it goes back into the commercial.
Yeah.
It was that, and then the character taunts your character a bit. The Jeffrey character taunts you a little bit. Was that improvisational? Was that come up on the day, or was that something written? That they decided to just keep the commercial going a bit longer? Or?
I love that question because, I was so in character shooting that film that I really was sort of like saying to the other actor, like, please, I want the Timbit, please. And
You actually wanted it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really did. I mean, I love Timbits, but and the other actor, I think he felt sad for me, and he goes, we do have one. And the director, I heard him sort of whisper to the assistant AD, he goes, keep rolling on this. We might have something
Right.
here. Keep
See what happens.
shooting this. And it was just a little add-on, and it was probably the best part of the film.
Well, not a lot of people know that, but that is kind of where the post credits, the
Marvel
the DC
thing?
thing.
Yep.
That's like kind of where they
Came
get
there.
it from, is from the Sin Timbits commercial. Or sorry, short film, Hunter. Sorry, short film.
It's okay.
And then after that Timbits commercial, you went on to write a very autobiographical screenplay that went on to become a film as well, directed by yourself as well. You're very close to the material, of course. It was called...
That probably helps.
It was a story about your father growing up. You won a Razzie Award for your performance in the film Son, Where's My Hamburger? A wonderful, wonderful film. Your father, played by a young James Caan. Very, very powerful performance.
It's amazing. And people are always impressed that I was able to get a young James Caan when I was in my early 30s. It's hard to do, but I did manage to pull it off.
You got him.
Well, and I believe the actor's name was young James Caan, wasn't it?
Yes,
It was an
yes,
actor
yes.
out of Mississauga who had named himself young James Caan.
What parts of that film were the most true, rang the most closest to you, drawing from your life?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, probably the part about the hamburger.
The hamburger scene. The infamous hamburger scene.
Yeah. I really did wonder where my hamburger was with my dad many times.
Right.
He loved burgers. He ate burgers every day. He was not healthy. He was not a healthy man. And I every day I said to him, "Where's my burger, Dad?" And he'd didn't care. He wouldn't even look at me. And every day, where's my burger, Dad? Where's my burger, Dad? And then one day, in the film, I didn't do this in real life, but in the film, I smushed him down into sort of a ground beef patty, and I put him in a damn burger myself.
Mm-hmm. You
And
ate your father. It was very riveting.
Now that's symbolic.
Wow,
That's
wow,
not
wow.
me saying you should do that.
Right.
I don't want to get in legal trouble. But symbolically, yes, I wanted to smush him into a nice ground beef patty. Now I got to ask you guys, do you prefer the thick burger patties or the thin smash burger style?
I'm pretty into the smash at this point.
I like a smash burger. Now, if you want to add thickness, I like to just double up the patty. Have two smash burger patties.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
was always used to be a thickie, but I'm starting to wonder if I'm more of a thinny now. But anyway, so you want to eat your dad. There's just
Yeah, and that is the power of those kinds of scripts and dare I
It's
say
called
pieces.
what is it? It's called an edible complex.
Yeah, it's
What
an
is it?
edible complex.
Edible
yeah.
dad, eat 'em complex.
eat them.
Gotta get 'em.
And just an eat 'em complex. Yeah.
Gotta get 'em in ya.
There was so you say that was the most true to you, that moment of wanting,
Yeah.
not necessarily grinding your father into a burger and eating him. That probably wasn't true necessarily.
No. Yeah, it was more just the hurt of where's my
Right.
burger, Daddy? Where's my burger? Where's my burger?
That scene was riveting. Where's my burger, Daddy? Daddy, where's my burger? Yeah, you're on the floor screaming, and the camera's above you looking up.
Yes.
Similar to the Brando Stella moment, I think, right?
Yeah, similar, but I'm wearing diapers and I'm
Yeah.
kicking my feet up and down and crying and wham, wham, wham,
Yeah.
like a baby wham. Where's my
Yeah.
burger? Wham. Yeah.
Well, and it makes us reconsider those other great moments in film. And see them as maybe like, oh, what would they have been? Weren't they just babies without diapers in those moments?
Sure.
When they're
Luke, I am your
screaming towards the
father.
camera.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's a baby in that. Very
Being a
much
bit of a baby.
baby boy in that.
Yeah. Yelling, Stella, Stella, you're being a baby. Grow
Sure.
up. And that's kind of what your film implored us to do. Was it true? Was it true when you? So the story about your life, right? You in the character moves to Toronto, and then you met a young Sonia Sotomayor, and you said you told her, you had her make a decision for you, and you were like, you said something to the effect of like, you should do that for a living. You know what I mean? You kind of are loosely saying that maybe you kind of inspired Sonia Sotomayor to become a Supreme Court justice in the U.S. when you met her. Was that? Can you tell us about that? Was that is that true that you inspired her? Or
it's not true in the sense that I have met her or told her to do things. I mean, that's not something that happened, but I do think that in a way, she must have been influenced by me.
Right.
Must have seen the McCain fries commercial. Must have seen the Tim Hortons snowmobile commercial. Because the way she achieved what she did, to me, just felt like someone who had been influenced by me. So when I was writing this film, I thought I've got to include this, and it's magical realism. It's Gabriel Garcia
Right, of
Marquez.
course.
It's not that it happened, it's that it must have happened on some level with her. I made it a bit more concrete, but I do sense my influence on her when I see her ruling on a big law.
Of course. Well, I mean, and she's from New York, so surely she maybe snuck up to Toronto for a break or to see the big city.
Yeah.
and probably saw some of those commercials. So
Most likely.
I believe it.
I think a lot of Americans do seek out Canadian commercials because we're known for having the best ones. So they'll get their little antennas out and they'll gather around together and they'll try to watch the Canadian commercials if they can, from what I understand.
Hunter, if I may, let us talk about criticism. As you know, your film, your piece,
Yes.
received what's called a Razzie. I'm not sure if you're familiar. We had to do a little bit of research, but we found out that the Razzies are a bit like, oops.
Oops. They're oopsies. And
They're a bit
believe
silly
they
of an
come-
ad.
Yes, from the sound of a raspberry.
Which makes no sense to me because I eat a raspberry and I think that's delicious. So
yes,
there's your sign one that this is a bullshit.
And
that's what I was going to say.
Sound.
And that's what I was going to ask is, so they don't make that sound. And so too, critics are off on a lot of things often. So, so with all due respect to you, I mean, what does that criticism feel like? What did it feel like when it was universally panned and received that sort of mean award?
To me, it's anti-Irish bullshit because...
you're saying it was like a racial thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's that. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can watch that film and see the hamburger scene, see me crying on the floor as a baby, and not. I guess I could see if you'd say this isn't my favorite film of all time. Okay,
right. Of course.
But some sort of Razzie, what even is the word? Gruzy? I don't even know the word name.
Razzie.
Okay, I don't even know the name
Razzie.
of it. I don't know if it's Rizzy, or
no,
whatever.
It's Razzie.
It's like when you go to a damn coffee shop now and you go, mocha, choca, loca, I don't know what. Just give me a coffee, please. Anyway, I don't know what the award's called. It's some little thing. And
Razzie. I've said it a bunch and it's really easy to remember.
Ruski.
Right, of course. No.
It's
a Ruski.
Maybe it's anti-Russian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look. In the end, it didn't matter because it gave it press, and all press is good press, as we saw from my conviction. So
time in prison. Yeah.
But it turned out that if we could talk about this dark moment in your life afterwards, where all press wasn't necessarily the best press, you took some of your money from Son, Where's My Hamburger, and you blew it all on a brand new car, a Mazda Miata 1993 red.
Yes.
Beautiful. You drove it so fast down the road, screaming at the top of your lungs about the criticism of the film. You took it to heart and you wrapped the car around a tree, killing your leg briefly.
Yeah. I killed my legs, and I do have regrets about that. That's probably the one thing in my life I have regrets about is that my leg will never get to go to college or get married or anything. So I do regret that, but I don't regret the Miata. I don't regret driving it fast. I don't regret driving it drunk. And so
that's news that wasn't in the article I read, but
well.
Good. Yes, indeed. Mazda Miatas go very fast and they're very fun.
They
very
are
fun
a
car.
wonderful car. They convertible, of course, soft top, and they got a little zip to them, which you wouldn't think from a Mazda, but it's a wonderful little machine.
Right. So you blew all your money on at the time a 13-year-old car.
Yes, it was $5,500 bought at a secondhand car shop, and we had that little car, and I had a heck of a time.
And so, Hunter, I hate to. I'm just trying to get a sense. I'm trying to basically see if I can back up, take a step back. Let's say I'm at the Louvre. I was going
very good.
I was going art tourist with it, not warehouse. But we'll do warehouse.
What would art tourist sound like?
Oh, just excuse me. I'm trying to back up.
If we could back up a bit.
Excuse me. So I'm at the Louvre, is what I imagine. But let's say we're at a warehouse, and there's a lot of. Maybe it's an industrial slaughterhouse, and there's all of these hanging, bodies, and I'm trying to back up so that I can see all of the work I have ahead of me. What I'm trying to do, I guess, Hunter, is try to back up and take a look at the picture that is Hunter, and your mark on the world. And again, I'm not trying. I guess I'm just maybe put the pieces together for me. So it was the two commercials. It was the short film.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Shaw commercial.
Yep.
After that.
Yep.
And then that's
Western Canada only.
Yeah. Well, I very much enjoyed that one. Like, how fast? This fast. We always say that. My friends and I would get together, and anytime that we'd make up a plan of like where to go, it would be like, how fast? This fast, and we'd have a laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're watching me at home right now, probably with really bad buffering speeds because they have Shaw, but they probably are watching me interview you, and they're freaking out.
I've heard that before.
And not to, don't be combative, but my question is that it? So it's just the three. Sorry, yeah.
I always never understand why on resumes you don't include callbacks, because I've had callbacks for H&R Block commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a callback for a McDonald's McDipper commercial.
Yes.
I've had a callback for testicular disease commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I've had a callback for pet of the week. I've had a callback for magazine day.
Right.
So I've had probably 7 or 8 callbacks, and I don't understand because ACTRA, the union, gives you $50 when you do one. So I don't understand why that doesn't get in your resume.
Because I guess that's paid work.
It is.
It is paid work. So I've insisted. When I hand you my resume, I've got the callbacks listed in there too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I think that's when we look at your legacy. Your legacy you want that to include the callbacks.
Yes.
Well, because they're not an easy thing to do.
They're not.
A callback, I have heard, is extremely rigorous. It is deserving of praise. One must go in and do what you did before. They already liked what you did, and you have to go in and do what you did before again. You have to remember what you did. You have to remember what you were wearing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, you'll improvise lines, and then they'll steal them and give them to somebody else, which is exactly what happened with you.
Yes.
You improvised some of the greatest lines
Of course.
of internet history, of commercial history, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our favorite catchphrases were improvised by you.
What's your
In
favorite one, Chris?
callbacks.
What's your favorite one, really quick?
Well, believe it or not, it says here, the McDonald's jingle in general. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
That was
an
Hunter.
improvised by you in a callback.
That was Hunter in a callback.
It was me in a callback. There was a slight
my
difference.
God.
I said, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm enjoying it. And
Of
those
course. Yeah.
fuckers
Yeah.
took that, and next
Oh.
thing I know, it's a $1 million all over the world campaign. And I'm going, fuck. I was in a callback in Toronto, and I sang that as I walked in the damn door.
No.
And those
no.
fuckers, they took it. And I made $1 million.
So you were just walking in the door, having a good day, just singing. You weren't even singing about the product.
No, I just said I was enjoying my day. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm enjoying it. And I
Right,
saw
that
some
wasn't
jackass, advertising exec,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards, suit, fancy tie, fancy shoes, fancy hair.
Of course.
And I saw him look at me and nudge another person and go, you hear that? And next thing I know, they're paying Justin Timberlake $1 million to write it.
to sing it, to say it.
Yep.
Oh my
So-
God. This industry, right? Isn't
Ah!
that's what you say. This industry.
Onwards and upwards. And onwards
Yes.
and upwards you did indeed. Right?
I did.
Did you?
Oh, no question. I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you? Did
No,
you though?
it was a blessing that the royalty for the song thing didn't pan out, honestly, because then I wouldn't have probably kept up my commercial work, and I've had so many good callbacks since then. So it's probably for the best, but
And it would keep you hungry, right? You don't want to go full. You want to be hungry,
there's nothing worse than an actor who's full.
right?
That's why I don't eat very much. I mean, it's you could say it's income, lack of income, but it's also being a good actor. You can't get groceries every week,
Of course, on a weekly, not even every week.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So what may I ask? What may I ask is next for Hunter? What should we be ready for? What are we looking forward to? What's about to take us on a new journey?
Well, I'm very intrigued by the internet, and I think that it's going to change acting in a completely 180 way. There's something interesting about being an artist, and I don't have to get kiss of ass of some billionaire executive director or whatever to get on my acting done. I can do it myself on the internet. So I'm very intrigued by it, and I'm looking at doing some internet projects that I think could possibly blow up. I wasn't aware of podcasts so much, but now that I'm seeing your guys have a podcast, that you guys have a podcast, I'm thinking that's something I could definitely do too.
Yes, anybody can.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about podcasting. I'm thinking about webcasting. I'm thinking about getting Twitter. I'm thinking about just all sorts of things like that to raise my profile and act more as much as I can. I guess now that there's the internet, you can act every day, which is really cool.
Isn't that lovely? And I think so. You're thinking about getting on Twitter.
Yes,
is what you're saying, right?
I'm just interested in all these things, and I'm learning about them, and I'm doing some research on them. And
I wish we could be so brave as you to explore like that, to kind of push your boundaries.
Yeah. Well,
and look at
that's acting, pushing your boundaries.
Right.
So, yeah.
Of course, we push very famous questions on all our guests, an infamous 10 questions. I would like to ask these to you now. Hunter, what is your favorite word?
Fuck.
Interesting. Yes, very good. What is your least favorite word?
Fuck.
It's a tone thing.
Oh, it's a tone. It's a tone.
What turns you on?
2-4 of Corona, a beautiful beach,
a large amount of Corona,
a beautiful beach, and a crossword with a lady.
What turns you off?
I would have to say Al Qaeda.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, probably. Oh, Hunter. Oh, yes.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Probably. Oh, Hunter, I'm dying. Oh, Hunter, I'm dying.
Oh, that's a journey. That's a journey.
Nice. What is your favorite curse word?
Probably.
That's good. That's good. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
That's a great question. I've always wondered if I did something that was a little less important. You know, doctor.
Less
nurse,
important. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Police.
Yes. Anything in there, government stuff.
Government job, like a city job.
Bureaucrat.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Guy who has to jerk off a horse for the course come.
Horse cum. The job you'd not want to do is horse cum.
Well, I mean, if I had to think of one.
Yep.
And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hunter, thank you.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
The bravery of just wanting God to simply thank you.
For what I've done, and
He gave you all of creation, and you gave him in return. You gave him this, and he thanks you. That's a
That's
noble
the hope,
goal.
anyway.
Hunter, thank you for joining us today for a podcast and taking us on a journey of your life. You are a simply wonderful being. You radiate energy.
It was a absolute delight, and I want to thank you both for having me. And if listeners want a DVD of any of the 2 commercials I've done, hit me up, and I will happily send along. So get that word out there.
We will. We'll put the word out there.
I hope you're ready for at least 30 requests.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy some blank DVDs, methinks.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.
Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.